Today we're taking a look at the Phoenix Suns vs Miami Heat match, which is happening on Tuesday, April 13, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Eastern Conference playoff hopeful, the Miami Heat continue their West Coast swing as they head into the heart of Arizona to take on the Phoenix Suns. The Heat are coming off a 107-98 Sunday night win over the Portland Trail Blazers, while the Suns defeated Houston on Monday night, 126-120. The Miami Heat are starting to click again, having won 6 of their last 7 games. They bring that streak to Phoenix Tuesday, where they face one of the league's best teams, the Phoenix Suns. The Suns have the second best record, and the Heat are 28-25 and 5th in the Eastern Conference. The Suns beat the Heat 110-100 in Miami back on March 23rd. The Suns host the Heat Tuesday night in the second and final between these teams this season. The Suns won the previous matchup on March 23, 110-100 in Miami, as DeAndre Ayton scored 17 points and grabbed a game-high 16 rebounds. The Heat are coming off of a 107-98 win over the Trail Blazers on Sunday, and they have now won 6 of their last 7 games. The Suns are also playing great basketball as their 126-120 win on Tuesday over the Rockets, where they made an NBA record 18 first-half threes, gives them their 9th win in 10 games. So here's my first betting suggestion for that game. Last year's championship runner-up had a rough start to the season, but they're finally showing that special combination of grit and flash that got them to the NBA Finals last season. For a team that some thought wouldn't even make the playoffs based on their terrible start, the Heat are currently in the 5th spot for the Eastern Conference playoffs and only a half a game back of Atlanta for the slot. Part of the reason Miami has won 6 of their last 7 is their commitment to defense, something head coach Erik Spoelstra told ESPN, "It's the key to our success." With Adebayo and Butler being reluctant to shoot from beyond the arc, these two will need to space the Suns' defense for the Heat to win. Herro will also need to step up, as he will see more action than usual with Oladipo out, and he will need to score off the bounce and create some of his own looks for the Heat to pull the upset. Despite Oladipo's absence, the Heat remain an elite defensive team, with Butler and Adebayo leading the way. The Heat have a plethora of smart and athletic defenders who can switch along the perimeter and make life tougher than normal for Chris Paul and Devin Booker, like Andre Iguodala and Trevor Ariza, in addition to Butler and Adebayo. The Heat, however, will need to find answers inside against Ayton, who has a significant size advantage over everyone in the Heat frontcourt. The Miami Heat have won 6 of their last 7 games to improve to 28-25 on the season. They have moved up to 5th in the Eastern Conference. They're coming off wins over the LA Lakers and Portland Trail Blazers. They beat the Blazers Sunday on the road on Portland 107-98. The key was turnovers, as they had 12 steals and turned the Blazers over 17 times while only committing 7 turnovers themselves. So who will win the race to 10 points? My betting advice for that is to pick the Suns. Now here is my second betting suggestion for that game. With their win over Houston, Phoenix is now only 1.5 games behind Utah for the best overall record in the league, with a 38-15 record, also second best record in the NBA. It almost looked as if the Suns were going to let the Rockets come back, as they saw a double-digit lead disappear late in the 4th quarter. Despite hitting 18 three-pointers in one half, head coach Monty Williams was more concerned with letting the Rockets back in the game, telling reporters, "We gave a team confidence when we could have put them away." Still, the victory makes it 9 out of 10 for Phoenix. The Suns have also been successful because they are shooting the 7th highest percentage, 38.5%, excluding garbage time, on threes, while holding their opponents to the 6th lowest three-point shooting percentage, 35.5%, in the NBA. The Heat's three-point shooting has taken a step back, as they rank 27th in the league in three-point accuracy, 35.1%, and the Suns should win and cover if they win the three-point battle. The Suns will also need Ayton to play well inside against Adebayo. While I believe Adebayo should be getting more attention in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation because of his incredible versatility, his biggest weakness defensively is that he struggles to match up against some of the biggest centers in the NBA because they are simply too large for him at 6'9". Ayton should also have advantages inside over rookie Precious Achiuwa and Nemanja Bjelica when Adebayo goes to the bench. Ayton doesn't need to put up a ton of points to be effective, but he does need to step up on the boards as he did in the first game against the Heat when he grabbed 16 rebounds. The Phoenix Suns are coming off a game Monday night against the Houston Rockets in which they won 126-120. The Suns shot 55% from three-point range and made 25 three-pointers. The Suns had 14 steals and forced 21 Rockets turnovers. So how many points will DeAndre Ayton score? My betting advice for that is under 14.5. Now here is my third betting suggestion for that game. If the Heat cover or pull the upset in Phoenix, they will need Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo to play aggressively offensively while at least one of Duncan Robinson and Tyler Herro get hot shooting from beyond the arc. Victor Oladipo is out indefinitely with a knee injury while Gabe Vincent is probable with a sore right knee. KZ Okpala is also out for the Heat. The Heat's two best players, Butler and Adebayo, need to be assertive offensively as they sometimes have a tendency to play passively or overpass when they have decent shot attempts available. While they have their shooting limitations, both are at their best when they can consistently drive to the bucket and make plays for others when the defense collapses. Against the Trailblazers, the Heat were up by as much as 20 points in the fourth quarter, putting the clamps on Damian Lillard, holding the superstar point guard to only 12 points on 3-10 shooting. They were also effective around the perimeter, keeping Portland to 31.4% from behind the arc and forcing 17 turnovers. Center Bam Adebayo led all scorers with 22 points while Jimmy Butler chipped in 22 points, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Miami's offense is toward the bottom of the league in points scored with 106.6 points a game, but their defense only allows 107.2 points per contest, third best in the NBA. They also held one of the league's best scorers, Damian Lillard, to just 12 points, well under his 28.7 point per game average. Bam Adebayo led the Heat with 22 points while Jimmy Butler added 20 points. Butler also had a team-high 4 steals. Kendrick Nunn added 15 points while Tyler Herro chipped in with 14 points. Victor Oladipo remains questionable for Tuesday's game with a knee injury. So will the final score be odd or even? My betting advice is to pick odd. Now here is my fourth betting suggestion for that game. If the Suns win and cover as home favorites, it will be because they win the three-point battle, and DeAndre Ayton steps up against the Heat's smaller front court inside. Abdel Nader is out Tuesday against the Heat. The Suns have won 30 of their last 37 games because they have emerged as a complete team. They have elite guards in Chris Paul and Devin Booker who can distribute and score efficiently when they need to create shots for themselves. Both Paul and Booker rank in the 72nd percentile or higher in points per 100 shot attempts and in the 90th percentile or higher in assist percentage among their position groups. Power forward Jay Crowder scored a game-high 26 points, taking every single one of his 12 shots from behind the arc, making 8 of them. Devin Booker added another 24 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds while center DeAndre Ayton dropped 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. The first time they played Miami, it was Booker that led them with 23 points as well as Ayton, who put up a double-double with 17 points and 16 rebounds. On the season, Phoenix averages 115 points a game, good for 5th in the NBA, and they allow 108.1 points a contest, also 5th best overall. Jay Crowder led the Suns with 26 points, draining 8 three-pointers. Devin Booker added 24 points with 7 rebounds and 7 assists, while DeAndre Ayton chipped in with 18 points and 8 rebounds. The win improved the Suns' record to 38-15, just 1.5 games behind the first-place Utah Jazz. So how many total points, rebounds, and assists will Jay Crowder record? My betting advice is to pick over 16.5. Now here is my fifth betting suggestion for that game. One of the hallmarks of the Suns' success this season has been their consistency. They maybe lose a game or two, but they always bounce back with a winning streak, quickly moving on from the losses. One of the hallmarks of this frustrating season for the Heat has been their inconsistency. They have been up and down all season, getting hot for a stretch but then completely face-planting and losing 4 or 5 in a row. Even though the Suns are playing a back-to-back, both games were at home. The Heat will come in looking for the upset on the strength of their defense, but they are facing a team that's even better defensively than they are. The Miami Heat are playing their best ball of the season right now and have the rest advantage. There's value with the Heat and the free bucket. However, the Phoenix Suns continue to be cash cows, as they've been money both straight up and against the spread dating back to the NBA bubble. I like the Suns to win and cover because of Paul and Booker's elite shot making. Without Oladipo's perimeter defense, the Heat's margin for error offensively will be too small, and the Suns should win and cover with more options offensively, especially from beyond the three-point line. My fifth betting advice for that game is to pick Phoenix Suns -3. And now for my sixth and final betting suggestion for that game. The Miami Heat look for a win after winning 6 of their last 7 games. The Miami Heat are averaging 106.6 points on 46.1% shooting, allowing 107.2 points on 44.7% shooting. Jimmy Butler is averaging 21.5 points and 7.1 assists, while Bam Adebayo is averaging 19.1 points and 9.4 rebounds. Tyler Herro is the third double-digit scorer, and Kendrick Nunn is grabbing 3.1 rebounds. The Miami Heat are shooting 34.8% from beyond the arc and 78.6% from the free throw line. The Miami Heat are allowing 36.2% shooting from deep and are grabbing 42.2 rebounds per game. The Phoenix Suns have been on a tear lately as they've won 9 of their past 10 games, and they will be looking for a third straight win after taking down the Rockets in a 126-120 home win last night. Jay Crowder led the team with 26 points on 8 of 12 shooting. Devin Booker added 24 points with 7 rebounds and 7 assists, while DeAndre Ayton chipped in with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. As a team, the Suns shot 47% from the field and a sizzling 25 of 45 from the three-point line as they stormed out of the gates with 81 points in the first half to lead by as many as 24 points. Before holding on for the narrow win was the Rockets rallied late. My sixth betting advice for that game is to pick over 215. Now here are some stats and trends. Heat are 1-4 ATS in their last 5 Tuesday games. Suns are 7-0 ATS in their last 7 home games versus a team with a winning road record. Suns are 6-1 ATS in their last 7 Tuesday games. Suns are 27-6 ATS in their last 33 games versus a team with a winning straight-up record. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.